From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Emily Joveski. Global Affairs Canada says it's aware of the death of a Canadian citizen in Israel, but it's not confirming his identity. The Israeli military says the man drove to the entrance of a town near the Gaza border, left his vehicle with a knife, and approached the local security patrol, who shot him. U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris praised Joe Biden at the White House as she moves to secure the Democratic Party's presidential nomination now that Biden has stepped aside. Canadian Press reporter Kelly Malone has more.
Joe Biden's legacy of accomplishment over the past 3 years is unmatched in modern history.
Harris made her first public remarks at a White House event since President Joe Biden dropped out of the 2024 race and endorsed her for president. Harris now seems to be the most likely presumptive Democratic presidential nominee who will face off against rival Trump in November. Kirsten Hillman, Canada's ambassador to the U.S., said the U.S.-Canada relationship flourished under Biden's leadership. Alastair Roberts, a professor of public policy at University of Massachusetts Amherst, says it's expected that Harris will have similar policies as it relates to Canada. Kelly Malone, the Canadian Press, Washington.
The director of the U.S. Secret Service says the roof where a shooter opened fire at Donald Trump's Pennsylvania rally had been identified as a potential vulnerability days before the event. Testifying before the House Oversight Committee, Kimberly Cheadle also acknowledged the agency was told about a suspicious person before the July 13th rally.
From what I've been able to discern, somewhere between 2 and 5 times there was some sort of communication about a suspicious individual.
Republicans are calling on U.S. President Joe Biden to fire Cheadle. The British Columbia Wildfire Service says it's gearing up for a volatile situation in the coming days as severe thunderstorms are in the forecast for fire-prone regions of the province. The service says there were more than 20,000 lightning strikes on Sunday, with most recorded in the northern part of the province, which remains high risk for more wildfire activity as hot and dry conditions mix with high winds. Dogs will be able to cross into the United States from Canada this summer without complicated requirements that were aimed at keeping rabies out of the country. The U.S. Centers for Disease Control had announced new rules in May, but now says that as long as the dog has been in a low-risk or rabies-free country for the last 6 months, it can cross the border with a simple form that can be completed online. The changes are set to take effect in early August. And the last surviving original member of the Four Tops has died. Abdul Duke Fakir was 88. Between 1964 and 1967, the Tops had 11 top 20 hits and 2 number ones. This is the Canadian Press. In sports, the Paris Olympics officially begin with Friday's opening ceremony, but some preliminary competition gets underway Wednesday. The reigning gold medalist Canadian women's soccer team opens play against New Zealand on Thursday in Saint-Étienne. The final appeal hearing for 8 Canadian figure skaters seeking to get team event bronze medals from the 2022 Beijing Olympics was held in Switzerland today, with the announcement of a decision upcoming. Kamila Valieva helped Russia skate to team gold ahead of the U.S., Japan, and fourth-placed Canada, but it was later revealed that the 15-year-old tested positive for doping. And former Toronto Argonauts linebacker turned Hall of Fame broadcaster Peter Martin has died at age 83. Martin played 104 games for the Argos from 1965 to 72, going on to spend more than 25 years as a color commentator on Argos radio broadcasts. From the Canadian Press, I'm Emily Joveski.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.